On today's episode, we're going to talk about food, my favorite German food. Obviously, when you move to a new country, you'll miss the good eatings of your home country, but you'll quickly discover new favorites, and I certainly have some favorites. Hello, Hirnlieblings. I'm Mari, science fiction and fantasy author who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. Today, we're going to talk about food. I love food. I'm a foodie, and I find good food to be an experience. I know every corner of the world has something good to eat, and I'm always open to try new things. Granted, my favorite food overall is Peruvian. It's what I was raised on. My mother is an awesome cook, and you can't convince me otherwise. Peru has also won a ton of awards for having the best culinary foods in the world, so I also got that going for me. That being said, I recognize good food when I taste it, no matter where it's from. And in my 6+ years in Germany, I have a list of favorites that I make sure everyone who comes to visit me here in the land of beer and pretzels has to try. But before we get started, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't already. Here on Adventures of Lamari, we talk about writing, living abroad, and everything in between. So let's do this countdown style. Number 10, Maultaschen. Maultaschen is like, I think the best way to describe it would be like German ravioli. One of the best stories that I'd heard about it was created by some monks during Lent, because during Lent we can't eat. Was it Lent? Yes, we can't eat meat. Do I have my religious time periods correct? Let me know if I'm wrong. And we're not supposed to eat meat on Fridays. I'm a terrible Catholic, by the way. And because the meat has so much. Oh my God, what is the word? Last time I talked about Maultaschen, I had the petersilie, parsley. Parsley is mixed in with it. It makes the meat look a little green, and then it's, in this little like, Taschen is like a bag, like a little, so it's called like a mouth bag is what it translates to. And so the meat is put into this little pasta shape and then cooked. Because of that, God can't see it, therefore you can eat it. That's very awesome. It is very good. It is, especially as a soup. That's usually how we eat it. Actually, though, I do prefer when it's cut up and fried up a little bit and had some like nice crunchiness to it. And very good. Number 9 is Käsespätzle. Käsespätzle, when I describe it to people, and I'll probably get like crucified for this, it would be like German mac and cheese. I love my American mac and cheese because I love its fake cheese. I know, guys. I know. I still love it. But Käsespätzle it's different naturally. Like Spätzle by itself is egg noodles, and then usually I believe it has Emmentaler cheese placed on top, and then it's melted and it's very gooey, and then you also put like fried onions on top, and it is very good. It took me a while to get the hang of Spätzle because I don't like egg noodles very much, because I find them I prefer my pasta al dente. My grandfather was from Italy, so for me, like, I prefer proper Italian pasta. And a lot of German pastas have a lot more egg in it, and so they're easy to chew because they're very, very soft. And I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of texture, so it took me a while to kind of get the hang of it, but it is good. I promise, it's good. Number 8 is Currywurst. So this is a fun staple when you're out at a party or like at a festival. You can get your sausage, and then you put curry ketchup on top, and then if you put in a nice like toasty bread and a roll, it's so good. Especially during Mooswiese at the soccer game that we always go to before we go to the festival. I always get a Currywurst. So good, so good. Number 7 is Schnitzel. Now, I actually had schnitzel growing up because one of my best friends, who is also half Peruvian like myself, her father came from Hungary, and he would make schnitzel for us. So yeah, so I have a lot of fond memories of schnitzel because of him when he would make it for us. Naturally, then coming to Germany, where it's a lot more common, I still have that nostalgic feel whenever I have schnitzel because I always think of my uncle. And yeah, it's very good. It's very very simple and very delicious. Number 6 is Rinderroulade. This is something that takes a lot of work. So whenever my mother-in-law wants to have it made, usually my husband and I have to go and help her. I say have to, but of course, you know, we do it gladly because the end result is very delicious. So what it is essentially beef, like very thin slices of beef with bacon and a mix of parsley and onions, and as well as mustard. And then it is rolled up, and you put these like little metal toothpick thingies to kind of hold it in shape, and then you cook it. It's boiled for, no, it's you fry it up a little bit, and then you put it in the oven, and you have, you know, sauce on top of it, and it's so good. So I also have a lot of good memories with eating this, because it's something that we usually eat with my husband's family. So it's, for me, rinderroulade is synonymous with family get-togethers. So yeah, I always look forward to it, and we're gonna eat that because it's very good. Number 5 is döner. Döner is like, oh, how do I say this without offending people? Turkish gyro. Those of you who are familiar with gyros, with lamb meat and in a pita, it's like, in principle is like that, but obviously the ingredients are still different. And it's also, I guess, Germanized. It was created by a Turkish immigrant in Berlin, but it is the epitome of German fast food. If you want something quick, döner is the way to go. Personally, I like yufka or dürüm, which is similar. So it's with either lamb meat, or you get some kind of like poultry meat with cabbage and tomatoes. And I always get like a yogurt sauce, and I always have them make it spicy. So they put pepper flakes on top. So a yufka and a dürüm is the same, but it's with like a tortilla as opposed to a pita, and it's so good. I personally, I like the yufka dürüm. It depends on what döner place you go to. That's why I have 2 different names for it, because it kind of gets interchanged wherever you go. But personally, I just like the ratio of meat and the other ingredients personally. So I usually go for a dürüm / yufka. Number 4 is Spargel. Yeah, we're in Germany, guys. We're in Germany. Like, you can't live in Germany and not experience asparagus season. And not just asparagus, white asparagus with hollandaise sauce and boiled potatoes. It is very good. It is very good. And yes, I know what it looks like. I know. My mind usually goes to these places, but it is really good, I promise you. So if you are ever in Germany during asparagus season, which is around May mostly, a little bit in April, a little bit in June, but May is the main time frame. If you are there, I highly recommend it, because it is something you will not find anywhere else. And you won't find it fresh, and you won't find it, it's just not the same. Like, if you get it outside of Germany, it will not be the same. So do it. Number 3 is Zwiebelrostbraten. So that's literally just a good steak with fried onions, and usually with like a red wine sauce. Like, anytime I see that at a restaurant, it's usually one of the things I will definitely get. It's like, oh, dude, I get good steak, and with the fried onions, and oh my God, I'm so hungry. So hungry. It's so good. It's so good. I'm like drooling. Hold on a minute. Sorry. Number 2 is Mooswiesenwurst. So I did a video like a year and a half ago, around when I first started this channel, of Mooswiese, which is the huge Volksfest, which happens in my area. It is the oldest in Hohenlohe. It is awesome. We didn't have it last year because of the Rona, and we were all super depressed, but we were still able to get a Mooswiesenwurst. The butcher who usually sells the Mooswiesenwurst actually has a patent for the recipe of this brand of sausage, and he only sells it during the week of Mooswiese. And there's always a huge line. And like I said, he actually still did it, and went to an area where, you know, you could actually go and order some. The process they had set up to order it, in my opinion, was a dumpster fire. It was not well done, because you could go and stand in line, or you can call ahead. The problem is, though, the people who would stand in line, well, I mean, you still had to stand in line to pick it up, but the people who would order right there usually were ordering about 20 sausages at once. And while, like, for example, my husband had called ahead to order just 3. So for him, myself, and my mother-in-law, I still had to wait 45 minutes because several people in front of him were ordering 20 at a time. Honestly, it should have been the other way around. If you were going to order, say, 10 plus or even more than 5, you should call ahead so that they can actually plan for that. And then if you're ordering less than that, you can just go up and order it. That's how I would have done it. It was not done like that. It was pretty crazy, and there was only, a short window that was sold every day, but we did get it at some point. So we got to have, our yearly fix of muesli-wurst. So if you are in the Hohenlohe area in the month of October and you see that muesli is happening, go to muesli and also check out my video because it's so much fun. And my number 1 favorite food is Rösti, also known in Germany as Reibekuchen, Kartoffelpuffer, Reibeplätzchen, Reibedachi, and Krummbeer-Pannekuchen. Whew! I'm half Peruvian. Potatoes came from that area of the world. It's in my blood. It's in my blood. So if there's potatoes, I love potatoes. So good. But I just love, it's in English, it's the equivalent of hash browns. I love hash browns. It's one of the reasons why I love going to American diners in the States, because I want hash browns all day, every day, all the time. I can live off of hash browns for the rest of my life. So the fact that in Germany, you can have hash browns with other stuff on top. Like, there was a restaurant when I lived in Überlingen. It's not there anymore. I was late last time we were in Überlingen and we saw that it was closed. It was very sad. But I called it the Rösti restaurant because it was all they did was Rösti. And the dish I always ordered was with salmon, pike perched, vegetables, and herbed butter. Holy crap, it is so good. So good. You could also get like applesauce or like sweet stuff on potatoes, but for me that there's no time and place for that. No. I know there's actually, I think in Switzerland, was it called the, oh crap, what is it? The Röstigrabe. Is that what it's called, guys? Is that what it's called? It's like, you could tell, like, there's the difference between how they eat the Rösti in Switzerland is based on whether they put sweets and salsa, and I cannot remember which is like closer to France and which is closer to Germany, but regardless, it's a thing in this area of the world and it is awesome and I'm here for it because I love potatoes. Potatoes! What are your favorite German foods? There are no right and wrong answers. There are no wrong answers here, folks. Taste is relative. Let me know in the comments below. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know you like this kind of content and you want to see more. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions or if there's a certain topic you would like to see on this channel. If you want fun escapism, my space fantasy The God Queen is available in ebook, paperback, and hardback. The sequel, The Last Imperator, is also available for pre-order. And don't forget to sign up for the TLI pre-sale giveaway. If you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get the first 6 chapters of The God Queen, as well as the prequel short story, The Knight and the Goddess. So sign up! Also, if you have read any of my work or the work of your favorite author, please leave a review. They really help us out and it is free to do so. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, whether it is through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And that's it. Until next time, ade!